Okay, so first minute of work, all we're gonna do is first just start just a little bit walking forwards and backwards. So nothing too terribly fancy, just to kind of feel out your feet, feel out your knees, then start to keep your head straight forward rather than looking down at the ground. You know where your floor is. And then the next time you come to the back end of your mat, we're gonna add a little high knees and clap underneath. So as you walk, you're just gonna pick one knee up, clap under, and then the same thing going backwards. And just find a nice little pace here. But as you do this work, notice, where's your balance at this morning? How do your knees feel? How do your hips feel? And where's your energy level at? Did you get enough sleep last night? Did you eat a lot of nourishing food this weekend? Ten seconds left. And time. Nice. Okay, now we're going to take it into just a little cross crawl. So reaching across, touching the opposite knee. Get that knee as high as you like, but just kind of notice here. So it does work into those hip flexor muscles, your psoas, right around where the front pocket is. So if you notice that's already feeling, because you just did a minute of high knees, if you notice it's feeling a little cranky, keep it a little low. But get a sense of that. So if you know that your hip crease is feeling a little cranky, when we hit our squats, you might choose to just vary your pattern a little bit. All right, now we're going to take it into that little gum scrape. Scrape the gum off the ball of your foot, and then look to the bottom of your foot. So you're getting a little bit of a C-spine, a little bit of balance, and then start to really pull and drag the ball of your foot so you feel a little bit of your hamstring muscle fire up. 5 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to go head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but just a little bit different. So we're going to touch to the back of the head, touch over one shoulder, over the other shoulder, back to the knees, lift your toes, touch the bottoms of your toes. Back of the head, over one shoulder, other shoulder, back to the knees, lift your toes, touch your toes. We got 1 minute on the clock. Back of the head, one shoulder, the other shoulder, back to the knees, lift your toes and touch. Head, shoulder, shoulder, back to the knees, lift your toes, touch your toes. Take it at a pace that works good for you. So we're working into the shoulders just a little bit. So notice how your shoulders feel. As you take that bend, maybe you just notice how the backs of your legs feel. And then once you've got it down, we got 20 seconds left. Maybe you pick up the pace just a little bit. So you got to get your brain involved. Back of the head, shoulder, shoulder, back of the knees, lift the toes, touch the bottoms of the toes. You got it. Nice work. And time. Awesome job. Okay, grab weights if you want them. Not necessary, but you can use them if you want to just get it fired up right away. So now we're going to come into our little Pilates V. Heels together, toes out. And now we're going to take it into a little mini squat and then lift your heels up. A little mini squat, lift your heels up. Think about keeping nice and tall up through the crown of your head. We're getting the inner thighs fired up a little bit, but now you're also going to notice, how do your ankles feel? How do your knees feel? And if your knees are cranky about this position, you're going to take it super light. So maybe it's just the tiniest little bend in the knees and a tiny lift of the ankles, but go to the depth that works good for you. Keep your belly firm. Keep your shoulders down. Nice. We do have some speed rounds today, but you just notice where your energy level is at today. And if speed rounds are not for you, you can always take everything at the pace that works right for you. 10 seconds left. Nice work, you guys. And time. Awesome. Now we're going to grab our towel and we're going to make it into a nice long roll. So if you've got your towel, fold it in half again till it's as long as it can be with a little bit of height. And now we're going to take it into a little tightrope walk. So you're going to come to one end of your towel, step one foot on, and right away you're going to notice where your balance is at. So you might choose to just do a little crisscross pattern to find your balance. But if your balance is here this morning, you're going to tightrope walk. And don't worry so much about what it looks like, but try to keep your head up, gaze forward, tune into your proprioception, find that towel, step yourself forward and back, a slight firmness in your belly. As you look forward, it's going to help you maintain your balance. You know where your ground is, you know where the towel is underneath you. You're already halfway there. Nice work. "15 seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Okay, now you're going to either leave your towel at the height it is, or maybe double it over so it's just a little bit higher. And then grab your heavy weights. We're going to take it into some deadlifts, but we're going to put our toes and the balls of the feet onto the towel. So we're going to have an elevated position. So toes and the balls of the feet onto your towel. Once you've got your heels on the ground, toes and balls of the feet on, weights in front of you, palms facing inward, a little bend in the knees, and a hip hinge. So we're leaning forward, keep a nice long spine, squeeze your glutes, come right back up. We got 1 minute on the clock. Go with as heavy of a weight as you can stand. Legs and butt are super strong. So you can probably get a lot of weight going on here without compromising anything and getting lots of good work done. If you find that you're having trouble keeping a long spine, tuck your chin in, keep that chin tuck the whole way down. So you're keeping the chin tucked in. It's going to help you keep that long spine action. Yes, nice work. Ten seconds left. Nice form, you guys. Beautiful backs. Woo! You guys look amazing. And time. Nicely done. Okay, next up is going to be a sumo squat, and we're going to use our towel to pull apart. But if you'd rather go with weights, do weights if you like. Step your feet nice and wide, toes and knees pointing slightly out, so a little external rotation. We're going to pull apart on the towel, sink down into your sumo squat. You can go all the way up and overhead, pull apart in your towel, and come right back up. We got 1 minute on the clock. Think slow and steady here. So this is not one of our speed rounds. We want to really tune in and pay attention. Pull apart on the towel, sink down, arms rise up, pull apart on the towel, rise back up. Nice. Notice your chest and shoulders here. So if you need to, you can always make a little bit of a wider hold on your towel just to make sure that the whole chest and your ribs aren't puffing up as you try to raise your arms up and overhead. Five seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, come on up. Give your legs a good shake. Grab your weights. And now we're going to stick with one leg for 30 seconds, the other leg for 30 seconds. So you're going to load up at your shoulders. Keep the weights lifted off of your shoulders if you can, so the upper body stays engaged. You're going to step out, squat, rise up, step it in, but stay with that leg for 30 seconds. So we're just stepping out, squatting down, stepping back in. You step to the width of a squat that you like. So step out, sink down, rise up, step it in. You got it. Nice work. As you're getting into that squat, you're going to think butt back, bend your knees, but we're going to keep the chest and chin lifted. So different from our deadlift. All right, now switch to the other leg. Other leg steps out, sink down, rise up, step it in. Nice. And time. Awesome job. Okay, next up, it's going to be some high knees with bent elbows. So load up, and if you need to switch over to a lighter weight, do that. But we're going to keep our elbows bent straight out in front, and then just start to find those knee lifts. Pulling up as high as you can, finding a good rhythm, but we're not rocking all over the place. So we're going to keep it firm in our center. Think of this as a nice balancing act. Lift that knee, hold that balance for a second. So you really tune in and find that core strength. Nice work. Yes, you guys look amazing. And time. Awesome job. Lower your arms down, give them a little shake. We're going to place one weight at the front end of our mat. So one on one corner, and then we'll leave the other corner empty. It's going to be a single loaded farmer's carry. So at the top of your mat, one arm is loaded. Arms are about 4 inches away from the sides of the thighs. Farmer's carry, walk yourself backwards. Farmer's carry, walk yourself forward. Set that weight down. Pick your other weight up. Farmer carry, walk backwards, but now we've changed the place where the load is, but everything else is going to still stay as stable as it can. Once you come to the end of your mat, set it down, pick the other one up, right back to it. Once you've got that rhythm pattern down, you know what you're doing. Go a little bit faster, but we want to pay attention. Because we changed that load of the weight, we want to make sure that we're still staying stable in our center. As you walk backwards, gaze forward so you know where the floor is. Yes, nice work, you guys. You're already halfway there. And time. Awesome job. Okay, grab a light set of weights. And now we're going to add in our speed a little bit. So these are going to be some shoulder raises and calf raises. So if your shoulder raises are a little bit cranky, maybe go without the weights, go for speed, or vice versa, just depending on what you like. So it's going to be a heel raise, double heel lift, double arm lift, but we're going for speed. So you're going as fast as you like. Make sure that the weight in your shoulders is an appropriate amount of weight for the speed that you're doing. So it should still be nice and controlled. It's not the whole body hefting those weights up. All of the work is coming out of the shoulders, and it should feel pretty good and effortless. So double heel lift, both arms raised, fast as you can. Keep your abdominal muscles slightly firm. You guys look awesome. Nice job. Same thing for your ankles as you lift and lower. Just make sure that it's a height that you can control. You can come up nice and fast, go down nice and fast, but it's still a controlled motion. If you don't have as much control with your height, keep it lower so that you can keep that speed. You're still firing up all those muscles, but you want to make sure that you maintain control of the movement. Woo! And time, nicely done. Okay, keep those light weights if you can stand it. One arm is gonna stay steady. The other arm is gonna give a chest press nice and fast. 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds on the other. So one arm is just gonna stay straight up from the chest. The other arm is pushing in and out. Belly is firm. If you need to, keep a soft micro bend in your knees so you're not locking into your knees. Go as fast as you can stand, which might be super slow, totally up to you. And if the weight's too much, leave the weights off. All right, switch arms. Other arm stays steady, and we're just pushing out from the other side. Belly is firm. Soften your knees if you need to. Woo! And time. Lower those arms. Give them a little shake. We're going to stick with those weights just to add a little bit of load, but we're going to load up at the shoulders, soft knees. One leg for 30 seconds, the other leg for 30 seconds, but we're just lifting it out to the side fast as you can. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Keep your toes and your knees pointing forward. Keep a little bend in the knee so the inner thigh is lifting away. Get those big muscles working. Your heart rate's probably kind of come up here. 10 seconds left on this leg. You got it. And time. Switch to the other leg. Get your stand first. And then we're thinking inner thigh away. So the leg is fairly solid. Yes, you guys, nice. Fast as you can that you can control. And time. Woo! Give your legs a good shake. We're coming down into a plank position. So come on down, move your weight slightly off to the side. It's going to be an elbows and forearms plank. And we're going to add a saw. So come down onto your elbows and forearms. Step your feet to the back end of your mat. Check and make sure your butt's not way up in the air. And then once you've got your plank, now we're going to add a saw. So we're leaning forward and pushing back into the heels, finding a good and steady rhythm that works good for you. Check your butt and just make sure your butt's not coming up way too high. Nice, you guys, awesome. If at any point you need to, bring the knees down. You can still find some work here. It's just going to be a limited range of motion. Shoulders will come slightly past the elbows. Pull back, but keep the belly firm. If all of that's not working for you and you're just working on building up your plank strength, stay with the knees down, keep the belly firm. We got 20 seconds left. Whichever variation is working good for you this morning. And time, nicely done. Okay, we're coming up to a high kneel. So grab your weight in a high kneel position. We're gonna keep the palms facing forward and we're gonna pull elbows into the side body, push the elbows up and away. Just go up to a height that you just feel a little bit of work coming out of that side of your body, upper back side body. So think elbows lift, elbows pull and tap in. Find a good steady rhythm, but as you do that work here, not much else is moving. So the legs are staying solid. We're pressing upward and then pulling the elbows in. And if you like, think of this as a little tap and squeeze. So elbows pull in, find the ribs, give a light little squeeze, and then bring it back up. Yes, nice. It's a lot of work in the shoulders, and we've already done a couple of shoulder rounds. So if it feels like it's too much, we've got 18 seconds left. You can always put the weights down and just go freehand. You're still going to get plenty of work here. And time. Nicely done. Okay, set your weights off to the side. And now here we're going to take it into a plank position for some slow mountain climbers with a knee drive. But if you want just a little cushion for your wrist, take your towel, place it across your mat. Heels of the hands are going to be on your towel, fingertips off. And that might be just a nice way to relieve the compression on your wrist. Find that tall plank position. We're going to pull the right knee towards the elbow, dip the knee down, pull it back up, shoot the leg out, switch to the other side. Knee pulls in, it dips down, lifts up, and steps back. Slow and steady here. If that high plank position is too much, bring the knees down. You're still going to get plenty of work. You're going to lift the knee in, lower it towards the ground, pull it back up, step it back to that knee down plank. You got it. Nice. Ten seconds left. And time. Beautiful job. All right, set your knees down. If you use your towel, just set it off to the side. We're going to come down into a belly down position. So come down onto your belly, but we're going to arrange our arms, get ourselves situated. So right hand is going to turn in. Fingertips are going to turn towards the left side of your mat. So think like you would prep for a single arm puppy pose in yoga. So right hand is going to turn in so that the arm is parallel to the front of your mat. Once you've got your way there, left hand is going to reach forward. We're going to lift the left hand and get a little twist. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to find that motion first. Lift your left hand, get a little twist. You roll slightly onto your right hip. Once you've got that motion down, and this might be it. This might be the end of your range of motions. You might choose to stay here and work. But if it feels good, now you're going to lift, push into that right arm, and then circle back. So you're going to push into the arm, lift, twist, and then release back down. Yes. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. Everybody's going to look a little different here because our spines are going to reach and our shoulders are going to reach in a little bit of a different way. So just find a range of motion that works good for your body. And time. Nice. Now we're going to switch. So left hand is going to swing in so that the fingers are pointing to the right side of your mat. Start by just reaching the right hand forward, lift, find a little twist, and release it back. So this might be enough. You might be finding plenty of good work here. And if it's feeling like enough, stay here and do that. But if it feels like you want to find that bit of challenge and it requires a little strength in that left arm, you push in, lift up, and reach. Yes. Notice one side might look totally different than your other side. Ten seconds left. And time. Woo! Nice work. Okay, we're spinning around onto our backside and we're going to take it into some hip bridges. We're going to hold the hip bridge and then we're going to walk the feet out. So here again, everybody's body's going to look a little different. Find your way onto your back. Walk your heels nice and close to your butt. Lift up into your hip bridge and hold. This might already be enough work. You might choose to just stay here. Hands on the ground, nice and solid in the upper body. If it feels good, you're going to start to walk your feet forward. I like to dig my heels in so I can find that strength coming back from the backs of my legs. Walk yourself out as far as you can without the butt touching down. And then walk your feet back in. Find your lifted hip bridge. Walk your feet back out. Slow and steady. Keep control. Walk your feet back in. Relift. And then away we go. You find a pace that works good for you. Nice, you guys. 20 seconds left. You got this. And time. Woo! Lower your butt down just for a second. It's going to be another round of hip bridges, but this time we're going to go to that halfway bridge and we're going to add our breath to find the rest of the work. So heels close to the butt, feet about hip width distance apart. We're going to exhale as we lift up. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower down. Think about finding that halfway point. So we want to think about keeping the backs of the ribs connected to the floor, and the rest is with the breath work. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower it down. So everybody's pattern might be a little bit different here, just depending on the length of your breath. And time. Nicely done. Lower your butt down. Pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. Our last minute of work is going to be super nice. So rock and roll yourself up. Grab your towel. And now we're going to fold it up just a little bit different. So you're going to fold it in half again. And then we're going to roll that up into a nice tight little roll. So we're going to get a little bit of height on our roll. Place your rolled up towel just about where underneath your shoulder blades is going to be. And then we're just going to lower ourselves back down. So line up that towel to where underneath your shoulder blades are going to be. Head is going to drop back. So it's going to create a back bend, an opening in the chest. So make sure the towel feels good first. Once you've got your towel in place, we're going to add a little stretch to the hips. So if you feel like you'd much rather just focus on the upper body part, everything else is just going to stay in a stationary position. Maybe your knees drop in towards each other and you just take your arms out wide and chill out here. But if you want a little extra for the hips, soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. So the legs are in a butterfly position. You're getting a nice little stretch in the front of the chest. And then all you got to do is breathe here. So see if you can relax your butt, relax your inner thighs, relax your belly. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here and see if you can find focus in your breath. So we want to think about breathing into the rib cage. Let your rib cage expand with your inhale. And then let the rib cage draw in as you exhale. On this one, I'm sad to say we've got about 12 seconds left. And time. Okay, we're going to come out nice and slow. So start by lifting your head up and away, prop your elbows up and in, and then push your way up. Keep your legs in that cobbler's pose position if you can. So butterfly position, toes, feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. Once you've got your way here, just take a second to make sure you're sort of situated on your sits bones in a way that works good. And now we're going to keep a nice long spine and start to lean yourself forward just to a point that feels good to you. So if you feel a stretch in your inner thigh or your groin, or maybe the outer edge of your hip, that's where you're going to stop. And then you're going to take a couple of nice deep breaths. If you're super bendy and you can go all the way down, do what feels right in your body. But for some of us, There's a depth that works good, and then anything past that just kind of compromises the hips. Nice. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, come up nice and slow. We're going to pick the right leg up, send your left leg out nice and long, and take a little rotation. So you're going to wrap your left hand around the right knee, rotate to the right, get nice and tall, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Release, and we're going to switch to the other side. So right leg long, left knee slides in, wrap your right hand around that left knee, rotate to the left, get nice and tall. Awesome. Unwind both legs nice and long, but with a super nice giant bend in the knees. Think up and over. So pull the fingertips up, lift through the torso, exhale, reach towards your feet. Does not matter if you can touch your feet, just find a little bit of length and reach. Awesome. One more breath. Cool. Come up nice and slow. Swing your legs around so you find your way through a tabletop position. And then you're going to curl your toes under, lift your butt up, walk your hands towards your feet into that nice little dangle. Grab your elbows, take a gentle sway side to side. Wonderful. When you're ready, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to a standing position. Woo, you guys are amazing. Nice work today.